Okay, we're recording. So yeah, take it away, Thorne.
Awesome. Hello, everyone. I'm Staff Sergeant Tayamen. I'm the Air Force recruiter in Hayward, California. And I just wanted to make sure we got into a discussion about your future plans, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen and we're going to go through a PowerPoint. All righty. So I am the United States Air Force and Space Force recruiter, and I know Air Force and Space Force, the Space Force is at least the newest branch. So if you have any questions about that branch as well, just give me a shout, okay? All right. First thing about me is I've been in the United States Air Force for about 11 years now, 11 and a half. My original Air Force specialty code is 3P031, which no one knows what that is, but it's security forces, or AKA military police. And yes, the Air Force has its own military section, and we're considered probably the most pristine because we cover both security and law enforcement sides. As you can see, I'm just going to describe each picture. On the far left, that's me being reenlisted in Massachusetts for my second reenlistment into the United States Air Force. The top middle is during some combat training. The middle one is when I was in Saudi Arabia for bear-based missions. Bottom middle is when I was in Afghanistan in 2011. Far right side is when I was with General Thompson, and that's when we kind of discussed future plans and what the Air Force is going to look like in a 5 or 10-year plan. And then the bottom right is probably my most proud moment, is when I used to be the Command Chief Executive Assistant for the highest enlisted member on the installation. And what my career for that was, I got to make sure that my chief, Master Sergeant, did his job so that they can take care of all the airmen. Okay. Alrighty, on today's agenda, we're going to go through some presentation goals, Air Force benefits, qualifications, why the Air Force, and then full conclusion. Alrighty, so presentation goals, just to make sure we understand what the Air Force and the military is, I want to be able to help you and select options. Yes, a lot of individuals are seeking college, but we also do have other options that you can pursue. But if college is your primary goal, we have that covered as well. We want to be able to help you utilize the skills that you have already learned in an everyday routine for the United States Air Force. We want to help you grow to become disciplined young men and women and help those that are in need. And we want to make sure you rise to become the next elite individual that people look up to. Okay. Remember, the United States Air Force is a different branch. We are here for you and your family. You're not considered just a number. You are included as a family member to us. Alrighty, so let's uncover some common myths. Let's uncover the up to 100% free education. That's what we're here for. And then some bases that I've been to and the multiple bases that we have around the world. Okay? So we need to uncover some common myths, right? There are some misconceptions because there's a lot of movies out there about the military, none of which are about the Air Force, but let's cover some. So first one is individuals that want to join the Air Force have to be very smart. That's a no. A lot of people have that misconception because the Air Force does hold itself to become one of the most elite and premier enterprises that the military branch has. But we have the same entry score as any other branch. You have to score a 31 or higher on the Armed Service Vocational Aptitude Battery Test, also known as the ASVAB. But we are looking for highly motivated individuals that want to make a difference every day. Okay. Second myth, isn't the Air Force only for individuals seeking non-combat roles? That is also false. The Air Force has multiple combat careers, 7 of them. That is probably one of the most combat careers any military branch has. And they are the main elements of combat missions attached to Navy SEALs and Army Special Forces. Who else is going to be able to call airstrikes? We're the only one, right? And then will the Air Force take away my individuality or my identity? So why would we do that? The thing that makes the Air Force very special is that we have different mindsets from different cultures, from different backgrounds that help push the Air Force forward, right? If we were to all be the same, how would we evolve to become a better branch? But also don't get too crazy, right? We also have standards and disciplines that we also have to take into account to make sure that we are that premier enterprise. All right, big conversation here. Let's talk about college. So Community College of the Air Force. We are the only and first branch to have its own internal college. And what does that mean for you? That when you go to basic training and your technical school, you are already going to start gaining college credits. And those college credits are regionally accredited, meaning they are mostly the most flexible accreditation you can receive from a community college. And the reason I say this is a lot of the branches, we all share the same type of educational benefit in regards to tuition assistance, in regards to the pool programs, which helps you get special certifications. And we also help you with the post 9/11 or GI Bill. But the difference is we start early, right? Education to the United States Air Force is very important because we want to make sure that you're doing the mission, but we also want to make sure that you are taking care of yourself. Because not only are you going to be working for the Air Force, at some point, the Air Force is either going to let you out, meaning you're going to retire, complete your 20 years, or you yourself decide that Air Force is not something that you want to pursue. The great thing about tuition assistance is it pays up to 100% of your college tuition. You can receive up to your associate's degree, your bachelor's degree, and your master's degree. Master's degree is new. We used to never offer that, but now they are paying up to your master's degree. You get $250 per semester credit hour or up to $4,500 maximum per fiscal year. So every year you get a renewal of $4,500, but it does not roll over. So make sure that if you join the Air Force and you're using your tuition assistance program, you need to use all of it. And then 166 per quarter per credit hour. All right. Before I move forward, does anyone have any questions about Community College of the Air Force or any type of college community benefit?
Anybody have any questions so far? Okay. Right. 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 No.
No? None? Okay. Am I good to move forward, sir?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So next thing is people want to know if they can travel. And the best thing about the United States Air Force is we have bases all around the world. And this is the list of bases. The number associated next to each base is how many stations or how many installations are at that state or in that country. The ones that I've highlighted blue are where the Air Force has sent me for training, travel, and a deployment. So California is where I'm at right now. Colorado is where they sent me for training. Georgia's training. Massachusetts is where they sent me for my first installation, my second installation. So as you can see, the Air Force, and this is not before the Air Force, this is all the travel I've done in the Air Force where they have sent me. So as you can see, it's more than a quarter of the installations that the Air Force has that they have sent me just purely out of training or just purely for installation. So if traveling is one of the primary goals that you want to seek, the Air Force has that opportunity for you. All right, so we have to get into qualifications because we need to make sure that you qualify to join, right? And the reason that we have qualifications is just to make sure that you are safe to join, okay? It's not that we're trying to hinder your progress. It's not that we're trying to weed out per se, but we just want to make sure that it is safe for you to join, okay? So the first thing is going to be age. You need to be 17 as the youngest with parent consent up to the age of 39. And yes, I do have a bunch of individuals. I have a 37-year-old and a 38-year-old that is planning to go to basic training. And they decided late in the game that they want to be part of something bigger than themselves, right? So you have the opportunity to join early, or if the opportunity comes in later in your life, then you have that as well. We are searching for members who have good moral character and willingness to learn. You have to meet the minimum Air Force physical requirements. The physical requirements is just to make sure that you're medically cleared along with your height and weight. You have to have a high school diploma or a GED. And yes, that is a requirement for all branches. If you don't have your high school diploma or your GED, you cannot join any of the military branches. And then you have to score a 31 on the Armed Services Vocational Aptitude, AKA ASVAB, or score 50 on the ASVAB if you own a GED. The Air Force is a 4 or 6, I don't know why I put the dash there, a 4 or 6 year contract, okay? You can either choose the 4 years or the 6 years. There are special career fields that require a 6 year because their school is 2 years long. So if you aspire to be a linguist, an Air Force linguist, either airborne or ground linguists, that is going to require you 6 years, because there is the training for a linguist is 2 years. Okay, and now in regards to other jobs, we have special careers. Like I said earlier, the special warfare, so the combat role jobs and linguists are right now now reaching, how do you say, pay bonuses. So the Air Force is looking for individuals who meet those goals or meet those objectives, and they are paying them extra bonus money to actually become one of them. So if you have questions about bonuses in regards to those special career fields, please let me know. All right, so why the Air Force? I don't know if anyone has told you, but we have better quality of life. Let's just give an example. So say I was in Afghanistan in 2011, and we lived in a dorm. So the Air Force members all lived in dorms with our own beds, our own rooms, while all the other branches lived in tents. So in regards to quality of life, we have a lot of upgraded modernization rooms, dorms, building facilities to include new gyms, new pools, airmen recreational areas, and so on and so forth. The Air Force College and credits that transfer, that just goes back to the Community College of the Air Force, along with it being regionally accredited. Lead at a young age. For the Air Force, we like to make sure that we give each individual the chance or the opportunity to become a leader, whether that you be responsible for other airmen and taking care of them as they grow, or putting you in special roles or responsibilities that require you to grow a little bit quicker, right? To make sure that you can handle the job so that we can promote you. Newly renovated facilities, I've already mentioned. Shorter deployment cycles. We're the only branch right now, to include the Navy, that has six-month rotationals, and sometimes it's shorter, depending on your career field. And sometimes career fields don't deploy. So it really depends on what job you're seeking, and also what your career really looks like. And then our goal as the Air Force, and why you should take the Air Force into consideration, is because we want to and need to develop professional young men and women, because we know that at some point you're going to return back to being a civilian, and we want to make sure that your experience with the Air Force has developed you to prepare you for the next step, which is getting a job outside. All right, we went over presentation goals, Air Force benefits, qualifications, why the Air Force, and here's my contact information, okay? What I do ask each and every one of you is to go ahead and pull your phone out. I know you have it. And take a picture. All righty. And the reason I want you to take a picture of this screen is just so you know you have my contact information. Now, you can text me or call me at any time if any Air Force questions pop up in your mind later on after this presentation. And this way, if we want to have a conversation in person, or if we want to have an additional conversation on the phone, I am more than welcome to answer any and all questions as they come. All right, so that is the end of my PowerPoint. I'm going to return to the main screen. And now I would like at least 2 questions from the group, at least 2.
All right, who's got a question for Staff Sergeant Tayamen? Anybody? Questions? Okay, we got a question.
You guys come up to the screen?
Hello.
Hello. For like the contacting part, for contacting about questions, like does texting through phone number work, or is that just for calling?
Oh, most definitely. You can definitely text my number.
Okay.
Just don't do it at 10 o'clock at night, please.
Okay.
So yes, text, not too late at night.
Anyone else?
Sweet, we
Got one more?
So you mentioned like the combat roles, like I want to like know more about those and stuff.
Sure. Yeah. So I'll explain them. So they're called Special Warfare Airmen. That is your pararescue men, your SEER guys. That includes EOD. The Air Force has now introduced a new career field. It's called Special Reconnaissance. So they're the teams that go out, survey the area in places that we've never been before. And then you have your combat controllers and your basically your CCTs or airstrike teams. So all of those combat roles, they can individually act by themselves, or the Air Force sometimes attaches them to the Navy SEALs team, because we have specialties that the Navy SEAL team they don't get to get taught that, and also some Ranger stuff. So we're attached to some Rangers for the Army as well. So if you think about special warfare for the Air Force, we are probably the more support and more flexible careers in regards to special warfare. Thank you.
Someone else?
Does anyone have any questions about college? Go ahead.
Just, I want to go to a four-year college, but I'm kind of interested in this, and I think I missed the beginning of the presentation. Can you go over like, can I do both, like, or get a scholarship from the?
Can you do both as in like, can you go to school and be part of the Air Force?
Like, okay, if I go to the Air Force first, could I get like a scholarship for school after or something like that?
Yes. So there is a benefit that I didn't actually say. So it's called the post 9/11 GI Bill. So say you serve your 4-year contract. So let's say you did a 4-year contract with the Air Force. You're going to get a benefit called post 9/11, and that is us giving you money. Basically, it's basically a large sum of scholarship money that you can go to school afterwards, that you can get up to your 4-year degree.
You guys have
I'm really liking this lighting I have.
another question?
Go ahead.
So couple things. One, the flight school part, is that free or is that?
Did you say flight school?
Yeah.
So flight school, for the Air Force, we don't actually send you to flight school. The only thing that we look for, are you trying to be a pilot?
Yeah.
Okay, so the only requirement right now to apply to become an Air Force pilot is getting a bachelor's degree. So in order for you to apply for the officer program to become a pilot, is a bachelor's degree. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to have any flying hours. Doesn't mean you have to get your bachelor's in some type of avionics or aerospace. You literally just have to have a bachelor's degree.
Okay.
And that's the initial requirement. There's additional requirements that require, like, you have to complete a flight physical, which I don't know what that looks like because that's an officer perspective. But if you need that information, just go ahead and text me and I can send that to you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, another question?
Oh, that was answered. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
Perfect.
Anybody who joined, I saw some of you came in a little bit late. You guys have questions?
Any questions about Air Force?
Ask away. Promise I won't. I can't bite you. So
Is there like a certain like amount of time you have to wait before going into college?
Did you hear that?
I did not.
Here, come a little bit closer. And we'll do it.
Have a great day.
If I wanted to go into college, like while doing active duty, is there like a certain amount of time that I have to wait before going into college?
So no. So your Air Force benefit for education starts right away. So as soon as your foot steps into basic training, obviously you can't go to school in basic training or technical school, but once you'll start gaining college credits through those. So basic training in your technical school. Let's say your job school says, let's say you want to be a firefighter, you'll start getting college credits to fire protection itself. But then once you get to your first duty station, the educational benefit for tuition assistance kicks off. So you can use it right away if they let you.
Oh,
Cool. Thank
Awesome.
you. Thank you guys.
Awesome. Thanks. If anyone hasn't signed into that sheet, can you please sign in for me so that I can let my boss know that you guys are amazing people?
And I will give you all of Sergeant Thorne's information. You'll have it here in August. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, no worries.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks. So yeah, lunches. Let's see.
Yeah.
Wow, lunch went by really quick. They need to go eat.
Yeah, it flies. So yeah, we are having the students fill out the sheet, and then I'm gonna send them your contact info into their inbox just in case they didn't get a
Sure, let me actually type that in for you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I can copy it. Yeah,
Sweet.
thank you.
Let me type that in for you. Hold on, I don't know why I hit enter. How do you think it went?
I think it went pretty
Yeah,
good.
it was great.
We had a good turnout today.
I know, I was actually super thankful.
Yeah, they seemed really into it too. I think a lot of the students were
we're really seriously like paying attention and thinking about it. Sometimes we
Oh,
have
perfect.
who
I thought in my head, I was like, I'm boring. I'm definitely boring.
sometimes the students come in and they just want to eat lunch and have like something going on in the background, but these students were actually, I feel like they were really paying attention, and some students were asking.
Perfect.
So no, it was really great. I feel like it's going to be awesome. So we have like maybe 7 or 8 kids who attended, so I'm going to send your info to all of them today.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I was available to them, because I know a lot of recruiters that say like, don't contact me if you're not serious or anything, but they
Yeah.
have questions, like I'm down.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. And I feel like them knowing they can just text you on the phone is going to be a lot.
Right. No, yeah. I was like, oh, just don't text me like so late.
Yeah. No, that kind of, I feel like they were super into the texting. So
Okay, perfect.
that helped a lot. So yeah, thank you so much for your presentation. It was nice to
Yeah,
have you
thank you.
today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I really do appreciate it. My boss was like, you need to get into the school. I was like, don't worry, I have it. We're good.
Right?
Yeah.
Sometime I would love to have you in person next semester or next year.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome. And it's a better experience, because like I feel like I'm just reading,
It's very different on Zoom. It's been
Yeah,
hard
it's-
for all of our.
because it's like on my screen. So I'm like, yeah, I just have to read it.
Totally. It's a rough time right now, but we really appreciate you being here, and I know the students really appreciate it. So thank you.
All right. Let me know if you all need anything.
Absolutely.
Not even regards to our Air Force or anything, or the military. Let me know if you need volunteers or
Awesome.
yeah, just let me know so that I can come over and help out.
Awesome. Thank you so
All right,
much.
thank you.
Really
Yeah, no problem. All right, y'all have a great day.
Yeah,
Have a
you
good
too.
rest of your day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Later.